barista just gave me his number. Maybe I should call. I don't know. Dating for me in New York has been so messy. Move to New York. Check. Make friends. Check. Find a career. Check. Find love. Now I can't believe this. I got stood up again. Will this dating thing ever get easy?
Gonna be beefing. First of all, if you was beefing at a wedding, you should be beefing at their wedding. Why would you bring to somebody else's club? That's sad. It's upsetting me in my home, girl, because we feel like, well, damn, if you can't go to bed on no chase, what the hell could you do?
I feel like singing from the bottom.
What's going on, beautiful people? I am Wesley from Aconnectiontv, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And I am here to discuss love in hip-hop New York. OMG, we are brought back with all of the drama. With Young B wanting to fight Mo Money, Moesha. You know, like I said last week, I was respecting Mo for what she was given in the studio session. It was bomb diggity. And then Young B, Bianca comes in and she's mad. And, you know, she's showing her ass. And I'm like, girl, you are beautiful. Why are you even caring? Like, at the end of the day, that's the thing. It's like when people need to definitely separate personal and business and just let shit rock. If you're supposed to go to the studio and do your session or whatever, do that. You think and know that you're already better than, you know, Moesha, and Mo thinks and knows that she already better than y'all. So if that's the case, why don't y'all just scrap it out verbally? You know what I'm saying? Like, that needs to be how these ladies showcase themselves on TV. But, you know, Bianca is mad. She in her feelings. And I'm glad Cardi B didn't get in the mix, because that just would have been messy. You don't even know really what's going on. And, you know, Cardi B is sitting here talking to Mo after Bianca leaves. And, you know, Mo is explaining the situation to her. And Cardi's like, well, we heard y'all was some jumping type bras or whatever the case may be. And Mo was like, Cardi, that was 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even about that right now. And I'm thinking 5 years, that is kind of that's a long time, I guess. You can change in 5 years. And, you know, I'm like, okay. And she like, well, you know, I'm just going to handle this session. And I'm going to handle her after this session. And you can go tell her that. And Cardi B come on the post-confessional like, ah, come on, Mo. She talking all that jazz. Like, she going to do something. She ain't going to do shit. She's like, damn on it. I love Cardi. Cardi is a mess. Cardi is a mess. But anyways, I mean, when are these girls going to get it together is what I'm thinking. So, my girl Mariahlynn, for real, son, like, yo, this is crazy. And I just got some bad news, know what I mean? So I'm going to have to hook it up with my boy Rich. She goes to visit Rich. And unfortunately, her mother is back in jail. Like, wow, this is serious. I mean, addiction. Caps, in all caps, addiction. Like, this is really, really serious. And she's in her 3rd trimester in jail. That's not a good look. It really isn't. So, you know, Mariahlynn goes to visit Rich for some comfort, some support, words of encouragement, if you will. And, you know, Rich goes and says that he met Mariahlynn's mother when he was dealing with his little jail time for the child support. And the mother yelled at him and said, hey, you're fucking my daughter. So that's how he met the mom. Insane. Love and hip hop, New York, insane. I don't understand. But, you know, I'm proud of Rich in the sense that he states to her that he does no longer wants to be involved with his artist personally and professionally. He wants to either A, if he's boning the chick, and leave the business side to the wayside. I mean, hello, Erica Mena, Johnny Blaze, like everybody, like who else? You know what I'm saying? So I commend him for that. I really, really do. And, you know, he's like, well, all I want is this bottle right here, and that's it. And I'm like, okay, I can respect that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it be known what it is and how it needs to be, right? So we move past that, and we start dealing with I don't get it. And you know, this scene is such a huge setup because she's sitting there talking about how she's been done wrong, and you know, she's asking why, and she keeps running back, and he walks in at the perfect time, and it's like the soundtrack. I was hoping that she would stop singing because I'm like, girl, you're not in tune, so stop. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, Amina has a beautiful voice, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be funny, but this particular moment was like Keisha Cole came into the scene. I was like, stop. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. But anyways, she stops, and she was looking so beautiful. And Peter sits down to tell her the groundbreaking news. And he tells her, and emotionally she starts crying. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, oh, wow. Heartbreak. Like, wow. Oh. I don't like to see anybody emotionally scarred. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a bag of emotions myself. I can't keep my emotions in check at all. If you follow me on Instagram, you already fucking know this. I'm an emotional Leo. So I get where she's coming from. But at what point are you going to stop digging yourself your own grave? Like, at what point? And he's sitting here like, well, I didn't know, and I don't want the baby, and she's too far along, and you know I still want to be with you. And I'm like, no. Like, this is crazy. Like, Tara is using these, like Amina said, Tara is using these kids to stick to glue to Peter. Tara knew what she was doing when she allowed that penis to go inside her without a condom. She knew it when she said, go ahead and jack off inside me. She knew it. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing? And he knew it too. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are we so lost? Like, oh my God, you're pregnant. Fuck out of here. Like, these... I don't get it. Like, we don't know how to fucking make a baby. Like, what the fuck? I'm lost. Mariahlynn goes to talk to Cisco, the Hispanic version. And, you know, they're in the bed and he's leaning to the side, got his socks off. And I'm like, yeah. And, you know, she's into it. If she's into it, I'm into it. But I'm like, okay, Mariahlynn. I like the fact that Mariahlynn was honest. Mariahlynn told Cisco that she went to go visit Rich. And it wasn't a sexual thing. He offered some advice about the situation that she was going through. Cisco's like, yeah, I don't understand. I go to Atlanta to handle my business, and I come back, and she's talking to Rich. I'm like everybody's a dirtbag. Like, everybody's a dirtbag nowadays. Like, no one is faithful. And she didn't even do anything. But I'm just saying, in the sense of these shows, no one is faithful. So I'm like, how dare he try to question somebody else when he hasn't been faithful? He was messing with Mo and chit-chatting with Mariahlynn. So I'm like, what are we talking about right now? But anyways, we get past that because the conversation ends up getting really, really cool when he's like, well, if that's the case, I think we should just go both get ourselves checked out. Because I know Rich is a dirty scumbag, and you know. And I'm like, ooh, really? Mariahlynn, he just called you a slut. Like, a slut, dirty skeezer slut. Ho. Like, like you done got the ooh wee because you don't know how to have sex kind of situation. And I'm like, ooh. Nowadays, man, you just can't. Like, nowadays, to all my females that mess with these dudes, that allow these dudes to slide up in them raw, it only takes one penis to pass the baton. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Takes one penis to pass the baton. You think that dude is not getting knocked up in the booty hole? You need to really, really be sure, females. You need to really, really be sure, females. No, once again, you need to really, really be sure, females. Like, really, really be sure. And, I mean, all it takes is that one penis to pass the baton. And if that penis passes the baton to you, because you, come on now, I'm just saying, you have to, man, and if you deal with somebody that has a lot of, like, issues with their penis, like a lot of scarring and blemishes and cuts and stuff, like crazy shit going on with the penis, no. If you're dealing with somebody that got drugs, like drug addiction, needles and shit, got, you know, tattoos on their arms that not really tattoos, because they the bruising of so much injections and shit, no. Okay? No. Something that you don't want to get travels through the tool. So stop letting these people put their hammer in you. Come on now. Come on now. I'm not saying anything about Cisco, but what I am saying is, you know, I'm just happy that they had that conversation. I really am. And they should have the conversation of using protection. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I appreciated the conversation. Then they started kissing and I almost threw up in my mouth. But Mariahlynn was like, oh, I'm just seeing with you. I know what I want. I'm like, girl, you better play these fools like they be playing the women. It's nice to see. I'm sorry. It's nice to see a female playing these dudes. It really is. So Bianca goes to Yandy in her feelings. And I'm like, oh, Lord, we have another Kenya and Kim situation. But Yandy, and all her beautiful, like gorgeous look is not here for any of the antics. She's like, you want to sit down? She's like, no, but I'm going to sit down anyway. I'm like, okay, go ahead, Yandy, run it, Yandy. She's like, all that you're doing, I'm not going to tolerate. I'm not here for. How you going to tell me what to do with my money? It's my money. And I can do whatever the hell I want to do with it because I'm a grown woman. Sneaky? What? I'm a grown woman. Ain't nobody's sneaking. At the end of the day, you need to worry about you and stop running around acting crazy. I'm like, okay, Yandy, finally. Someone has some common sense. I like to see Yandy in this light. I don't want to see Yandy in the you know, emotionally unstable because she's pregnant, like wanting to fight, you know, women because they messing around or working with Mendices or whatever the case may be. I don't want to see that shit. I want to see the grown, all about her business type chick. That's who I want to see right now. And Yandy is giving me everything that I need. She says, you know what? I'm not doing this with you no more. We're not going to play. This is not baseball. You're not going to get 3 strikes. She said first strike was the cipher. Second strike was the session. And now I'm not dealing with it no more. If it happens again, I'm done. When I tell you Bianca changed her tune, she changed her motherfucking tune. Then we get into DJ Self, Riley, and Rich Dollars talking about everything that's going on. And Rod talked about she mentioned Lexi and Mariahlynn. DJ Self is kind of confused because he got that juice and he like, I haven't heard anything about this and I haven't taken a sip on this, so when did this all happen? And she's like, I've been managing them since now, you know. And so then it comes out that Richie done messed with Mariah, and you know Mariah's all caught off guard. I don't know why everybody's kind of messed with. I would be surprised if Ra didn't mess with Richie D in some kind of form or fashion. And so, you know, yeah, I smashed Mariahlynn a bunch of times. That doesn't mean that he smashed 2 days ago when she went to go visit him about the mom situation. But the way he's bringing it out is that that's what occurred. So I'm like, damn, kind of Mariah, like, oh, I thought you was an honest one. But you lying right now, and I'm losing respect. That's not cool. But we get past that, and I'm trying to figure out how Cisco is going to take this, because we already know Rich tried to take Amethyst or Pearl or Ruby or Emerald, Diamond, what's her name, from last season, right? And we all know that that didn't go too well. And I'm like, okay, are these men about to fight on the reunion? They didn't fight, nothing like that. But that was crazy. But I don't know, I'm feeling some sort of way about, you know, the whole situation with Mariah and how she's conducting herself at the end of the day. I don't think that as any human should, you know, have to do, you know. But, I mean, you know, people like to control people. Amina talks to Whitney, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful result of Peter and someone else. And I'm like, wow. Whitney is beautiful. Whitney reminds me of Evelyn Lozada's daughter. Like, really. Like, they could be cousins or something like that. Like, they really do. But Whitney is there to console Amina, and Amina's talking about, I'm not going back. I can't. I'm like, girl, we done heard this so many times before. And then we get into Cardi B talking to her man, Tommy, after she goes and visits Shaft, the manager, and Shaft says, we got your Cardi B charges. And I'm like, no, that's cool. Okay, manager, working it out with the Cardi B charges. I'm wondering if anybody gonna buy the Cardi B charges, but she got millions of followers, so they just might. You know what I'm saying? But that's what the manager's supposed to do. Get that bread. And then all of a sudden, Tommy calls. Now, Cardi B goes from being independent women, then, you know, saying I'm not going to be at home cooking and cleaning and all this. And come to find out, they only known each other for 2 months. And he's been locked up for some time. And she want to get married to him because they was together every day for the 2 months. And he's like, I know everything about you. I'm like, no, you don't. If you've never traveled with someone and if you've never lived with someone, then you do not know that person. And you truly know someone, I would say after a good 2 to 3 years of going through everything with that person. Like going through everything with that person, because you never know until you know. Like, for example, y'all out there in the couple land, if your man gets locked up or your woman gets locked up right now, will you bail him or her out? Will you go through calling whoever you need to call to get the money if you don't have the money? Let me know. Let me know. If your man or woman does not come home for 3 days, are you going to concern yourself with it? Are you going to care? If your man or woman lost their job right now, would you support him or her? If your man or woman became paralyzed and we didn't know if they were ever going to walk again, would you stick around? Like, if you can't confidently answer that question for the person that you're with, because y'all know each other, right? Y'all should be knowing each other, then y'all ain't in no perfect relationship. And not one relationship is completely perfect. But I don't think y'all should be dating if y'all don't know those kinds of questions just yet. Y'all should be at least y'all should be talking about fucking marriage. So we get to Mariahlynn dealing with Rich, and then Cisco walks in. This is all hilarious, okay? And I'm going to cut this quick because there's really not a lot to talk about. Mariahlynn would have been fine if she didn't leave the situation upset, because she knew what she did, and I understand how she felt kind of played, but you kind of played them too. So you would have been more boss if you would have just held your head high and would have been like, all right, whatever, deuces. But I really feel like Cisco, and he admitted it, played himself or was catching feelings, but he didn't want to be caught out there like he was catching feelings, so he said what he said. Obviously, he said it in the post-confessional. He was caught in his feelings, and he still feels some kind of way for how Rich played him with the whole diamond situation, which is understandable, because if y'all consider yourselves to be boys, there's no reason for you to want to smash what your boy had already had. Like, I don't understand that. I really don't. It sickens me when I think of if I genuinely call you a friend and I know you got this person over here and I'm gonna mess with this person after I know y'all messed around. No. Like, that's not cool. Like, who does that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that. I just don't. Like, even in my little whatever I got here in Florida, like, no, I have not messed with you, have not messed with you, have not messed. No. This is not what I do. This is not what you are supposed to do. This is not what you should do. Don't mess with the masses, because you might cut something up in the asses. Like, and all that behavior is classless, right? So I was about to do a 4th round, but I can't right now. Anyways, let me know what y'all thought of the long game. It's called the long game. Let me see what this is called. I think this is called the long game, right? The long game. Let me know what y'all thought of the long game. Leave your comments below. And thank you so much for tuning in to Aconnectiontv. Deuces.
Introducing extra things.
Okay. So this is completely like your site. Like, it's
This
not
is
ran
my-
through a third party.
No,
This is your site, launched by you.
It's launched by me, created by me.
And you have actual
Atomic Beats.
Break legs in the